what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2013 Mercedes CLS 63 AMG. Up front is a twin turbocharged 5.5 liter V8. Down below is a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. If you'd like to read more of my thoughts, head on over to carmarshal.com/overdrive. I'll be writing a complete article about the CLS 63 AMG. Let's get back to that twin turbocharged V8. Well, it's not sluggish. From the factory, it made over 500 horsepower. And the way this car is sitting right now, it's probably closer to 6. And that is nothing to thumb your nose at. It is insane. It is brutal. Oh! It sounds like a muscle car. Just that little blip of the throttle right there. Oh, it sounds so good. All right, let's open it up a little bit. I'll put it into sport. Oh man. Oh, when it shifts, it snarls. It snarls. I love that. Oh my God. It's pissed. It's pissed off that this engine has been put in such a large car. It just wants to run. It wants to tear the seams apart. Oh man, I love that. I hope you hear the snarl in the video. Oh, that's so good. That's too good. I finally understand what Jeremy Clarkson means by this is really the rednecks of Germany. It makes a great, great noise. Similar to how brutal the engine is, the transmission is very brutal. Like I said, it's a 7-speed dual clutch, and it is lightning fast with the shifts, but it feels kind of broken at very slow speeds. I was backing out of Ian's driveway, which thank you, Ian, for letting me do this review. He makes YouTube videos. I'll give you more information at the end of the video. But I was backing out of his driveway, and it was steep, and I was just babying it because he lives off of a busy road. And it sort of felt like I was slipping the clutch, but this is an automatic, and this doesn't have nearly the mileage to slip the clutch. So it does feel kind of inorganic at slow speeds, but at not slow speeds, it's great. So let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 3 gauges. On the left is my fuel and temperature. In the middle is my speedometer, as well as a little screen telling me what gear I'm in and what mode I'm in. And then on the far right, we do have a tachometer, which this thing screams up to 6,500 RPM. On the steering wheel, I do have phone control buttons and buttons for the screen on the left, and I do have paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel. To the left, I have lights. I have 3 different memory seats that I can set. You guys know I absolutely love memory seats, and so I get 3 of them in the CLS 63 AMG. On the door, we just have our regular window switches, nothing too crazy there. In the center, I do get a little nice infotainment system. Nothing really too crazy here. It's a 2013 system. It plays your phone, it does navigation. That's really all you can ask for, and that is definitely not what I'm worried about with this car. Down below the center screen, you do get a very nice analog clock. I really like that. I think it's classy. It looks good. And I know some people do like having that. Personally, I don't really mind it, but I do like having a separate clock. Down below the clock, you get a bunch of buttons. This is for the radio, and also on the right, you actually get a number pad. I haven't seen any cars with a number pad since the 90s, but you have it. Down below the number pad, there's even more buttons. This car is full of buttons. There are so many buttons in this car. It is insane. There are so many buttons. I don't know why they did this, but you can do a lot in this car, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But speaking of buttons, you have heated and cooled seats, your hazards, eco mode, that's all down below those number pads, and then you have even more buttons for the climate control. You have dual climate zones. Then we get to the shifter. The shifter, I actually don't mind it. It is sort of a newfangled shifter. You push it forward and back for drive, reverse, and it parks a button, which I'm not a fan of, but all things considered, it's a good shifter. To the left of the shifter, you have a couple different buttons. The first top one is your drive mode. So we have comfort, which can also turn on eco. Then we have sport, sport plus, and manual for the 7-speed, so then I can click down and do that manually. Down below that, we have traction control off. Then we actually have suspension settings. So you do get 2 different suspension settings in the CLS 63 AMG. Then we have the AMG button, which puts you into Sport Plus, takes all of the nannies off, and really lets you run wild with it. That button, that is legitimately the fun button. I don't know how else to describe the AMG button besides the fact that it's literally just the fun button. Then we have a center console. We do have a little control module for the center screen. Nothing too crazy there. I like that. It gives good feedback. There's nothing more to say about that. Now the seats. The seats are interesting. They are leather. They're perforated leather. They're comfortable, but they have a bunch of features actually. So actually down in between the center console and myself, I get a bunch of different options to adjust the seat. Of course, you know, make yourself more comfortable and that sort of thing. But there's two things going on right now. I have massaging seats turned on. It's not aggressive. Massaging seats will they kind of inflate air pockets in and out. And so it kind of just keeps your muscles moving so you don't tense up and get uncomfortable. But the second thing it's doing, it's called dynamic seating. And what it is when I take a hard corner, one of the side bolsters actually pumps up to keep me in my seat throughout the corner. The function of a racing bucket seat is to keep the driver in one solid position throughout the whole race, no matter if they're going into a corner or whatnot. The harness and the bucket seats in race cars, that's what that's for. And this sort of mimics that without giving you those huge, obnoxious bucket seats, you know, with the sides that are real deep. These don't have deep sides, but when you come around a corner, it pumps up and gives you basically the feeling of a high bolstered seat. I absolutely love this. I always complain about it. Being a bigger guy, because I am a bigger guy, I don't think that's any secret. Being a big guy, it's hard to find high bolstered sports seats that are actually wide enough and comfortable for me. And these are 100% wide enough and comfortable, and they hold me because of that inflating air pocket that keeps me in the corners. That is really smart thinking. These have to be some of the best seats I have ever been in. Ever. I mean, really, they're so functional and they're so comfortable too. It's just absolutely insane. It should also be noted that the passenger seat gets 3 different memory settings as well. Now, speaking of seats, this is a 4-door, so we will do a back seat review as well. All right, so we're in the back of the 2013 Mercedes CLS 63 AMG, and honestly, I am not impressed with the back seats. I do have 2 cup holders that are kind of hidden back here, and then I get a giant center console as well. I have another center console that folds down. It's nice. I don't have great leg room back here, and I don't have good headroom. As you can see, my head's hitting the ceiling now, and like normally, sure, I'd hit here, but my hair is kind of sticking to the headliner. It's not that comfortable of a back seat. I do have a peasant blocker that will come up out from the rear window and shade. It's a shade, it's not a peasant blocker, but overall, really underwhelming back seat. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not that comfortable, but I don't care because this car is fun and fast, and whoever rides with me, if I were to buy this, could go screw themselves because that part up there is fun, but this part back here, not great. Overall, the interior is great. I like it. It's classy. It's 2013 classy. Obviously, it's a little bit dated now, 6 years later, but it's still classy. Now, the exterior, I'm not the biggest fan of how this car looks. I've never really been too keen on Mercedes. I think they look a little bit too expensive. They look a little bit almost, I don't want to say snobby. But a little snobby. But that being said, I think it's a decent looking car. It's just not my cup of tea. But you forget about any tea, any liquid at all, once you get on that throttle. Oh my God. This thing is a German muscle car. It bites, it snarls, it'll kick you in the tush if you're not paying attention. And I absolutely love that. This is my first legitimate AMG to be reviewed here on the channel, and I am in love. In love. Oh. It bites. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something about the 2013 Mercedes CLS 63 AMG. I want to give a huge thank you to Ian. His YouTube channel is Huracan Ian. That information will be down in the description below. I'll leave a link to his channel. He's doing a ton of fun stuff with cars, this being one of them. Although this might be going up for sale, so one of you guys might be able to actually buy this, but this thing is a beast of a car, and I absolutely love it. So thank you, Ian. Definitely go check out Ian's channel. Again, that'll be in the description. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys. Aside from my soul.